Madam and all my friends. Today, my group and I will discuss the topic violence in sport. Now, I will introduce my group members. They are Wan Ding, Sui Khailun, Ojo Fei, and Muhammad Iqbal. I am Wong Chi Guan, 261537. Now, I will give the introduction of violence in sport. What is your first impression in violence in sport? There have some people said that, is it a fight in a sport? They are true also. But in my impression, violence in sport refer to violence and usually unnecessary intention, physical behavior during the harmful or out of the sport game. The relationship between contact sport, such as football, hockey, boxing, badminton, and so on. Besides that, violence in sport also refer to the player themselves. They are usually involving excessive violence or physical contact potential illegal. It is beyond the normal contact expectation in sport. Sport violence can be defined as a harmful behavior that occurs outside the rules of the sport, and it is unrelated to the goals of the competition. There are two forms of sport. There are instrumental aggression and reactive aggression. Instrumental aggression is non-emotional and task-oriented. Reactive aggression that have an underlying emotional component that target harm. Violence is a result of passive aggression.
So altogether, there are 4 types of violence in sport on field developed by Mike Smith. The first type of violence in sport will be brutal body contact. Brutal body contact is frequent in sport and have been accepted as part of the participation. For instance, actions like blocks, tackle, body checks, and etc. are considered as brutal body contact. Example of sport that brutal body contact will occur in will be basketball, football, and many other more sports. Basically, what I'm trying to explain in brutal body contact is a very common thing that will occur in sport. For example, tackling an opponent to prevent them from hitting the goal in football match, blocking opponents from shooting the ball in a basketball match, and many other more. After explaining on the brutal body contact, now I will move on to the borderline violence. A borderline violence is a physical act that violates the game rule and causes bodily injury, but is still generally accepted by participants and spectators. An example may be elbowing an opponent while jostling for rebounding position in a basketball game. So after explaining on the borderline violence, now I will move on to the quasi-criminal violence. A quasi-criminal violence is an act that violates the rule of the game, public law, and even informal norms used by players. In this stage, usually fines and suspension will be imposed. Example will be punching someone in the head during a game. The next will be criminal violence. Criminal violence is an extreme act that causes severe physical harm or even death and almost resulted in criminal charges. An example would be fight during a baseball game that result in player going into coma. So after explaining on the 4 types of violences in sport, now I will move on to the cause of violence in sport. In the cause of violence in sport, I will categorize it into athlete violence and spectators violence. So now I will explain on the athlete violence. Basically, there are many reasons that cause athlete violence. The first one will be commercialization. Commercialization is the process of managing or running something, principally for financial gain. Commercialization is one of the reasons that violence in sport occurs. Commercialization and money expand the visibility of violence in sport and encourage a promotional rhetoric that uses violent images. For instance, conflict between players of opposing team is often created or inflated to promote upcoming games. The next one will be masculinity. Playing power and performance sports often are ways to prove masculinity. Ongoing study on gender and sport media shows that sport commentary reinforces perceptions of violent masculinity. By praising athletes who continue to play while injured, and by using language of conflict and war to describe action, sport commentary reinforces violence and aggressions as exciting and rewarding behavior. The next one will be institutionalized in some sport. Some sports are violent by nature. It is expected that the violence stay on the field. Athletes in this sport learn violence as a strategy, even though it may cause them pain and injury. And the last one is others reason, like pressure from coach, media, financial pressure, pressure to win, stress of situation, and many others more. So after explaining on the athlete violence, now I will move on to the spectators violence. So there are many reasons that causes spectators violence also, but I'm not going to say out all. I'm going to pick up some easy ones for us to have a better understanding, and it's easy for us to understand the concept. Okay, so a few examples is like, first one is too much alcohol and the high causes by drug taking. The second one will be pre-match media hype stirring up tensions between rival fans. And the third one will be lack of effective deterrence and punishment to deter individuals from involving themselves in violence at football matches. Next will be violence by player on the pitch is reflected in the crowd. And lastly will be the frustration at own team losing can lead some in the crowd to become violent. So these are some of the reasons that causes spectators violence. There are more, but then I just pick up some easy ones so that it's clearer for us to understand.